So here is, I talked to you guys a couple of days ago about dating and what you should be expecting on dates. That the man should plan, execute the date, pay for the date, and safely get you back home. That is the way that dating has always been, and that's the way it should remain. If you guys want to, detract from that, then whatever it is, it's on you. But that is the way dating is with men. Men take the opportunity to plan a creative date. They execute, they pay, and take you home. But here is one of the, here's the one with the woman that I was telling you about with the Cheesecake Factory. So just look at it as a case study or a teaching moment on how to behave when men show you the effort and the respect of doing what they should do as men in planning and executing the date. Okay?
A bit different. Typically, we talk about devastating issues inside of relationships and try to talk about the nuanced things in that relationship to heal it. This time, we're going to talk about dating. So I don't know if you guys saw the viral video, but there's a viral video where a woman is taken to the Cheesecake Factory and she does not want to go inside of there. She does not want to be embarrassed. This conversation ended up going viral, and here we are. Alicia, it is a pleasure to meet you.
Yes, thank you.
Jay, pleasure to meet you. Welcome to the show, and thank you guys for being willing to come here and have this dialogue. I'm sure you guys have gotten a lot of flack, maybe even some backlash and things of that nature from this video going viral.
Well,
Before we get into it, we're going to take a moment and just relook at that video. It's been a couple of weeks, so here we go right here.
Look at these checks.
Oh, good
This
God.
is money my
How many of
trainees
these
have
ads
made
are
from the
gonna play?
foreclosure tax loophole system that
Skip.
yeah.
Now, see, this is why I said I was rocking with her before, because I wouldn't go to the Cheesecake Factory looking like that. What she's wearing sitting on the couch, that's what I would go to the Cheesecake Factory in. I would not go to the Cheesecake Factory on a date. I would not want to be taken there. This Cheesecake Factory is something that you go out when you're hanging with your friends, or you're with your family or your husband, and from like we were shopping before, and then we just ended up going to the Cheesecake Factory. The wait is too long, the place is too loud, the seats are too close. It is not some ways you take someone on a date when you trying to get to know them. It's a nice place, but like I said, not dating atmosphere. So I was rocking with her until I found out what he said, that he had already planned a nice restaurant for her to go to, until she acted a fool, had the man waiting for an hour, and, still came down nicely. I wouldn't be wearing that either. Her boobs are halfway out, but whatever. The point is, I wouldn't dress like that for the Cheesecake Factory. I would be highly uncomfortable going into the Cheesecake Factory looking like that. So I was rocking with her for a moment until the guy started to talk about his position.
Cheesecake Factory. Hello? Nothing. I'm just talking to my girls. Okay. Told them I said hi. Yeah. Whew. Let me just get the door for you.
Okay.
He got me at the Cheesecake Factory, y'all. I ain't getting out this car. Yes.
Would you want me to open the door for you?
Look.
Are you're recording me?
Yeah. Yeah. This is the Cheesecake Factory. This is the Cheesecake Factory, y'all.
What's the problem with that?
This is a chain restaurant. Who takes someone that looks like this to a chain restaurant?
You want to talk about it? I'm fine with talking about it, even in front of them.
Oh, yeah, I want to talk about it.
Yeah.
Come on, get up on in the car. Yeah, we're going to talk about it. Oh, okay.
Okay. So,
yes. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it.
So you expect a man to go all out on the first date. Is that right?
I mean, you're supposed to. When you take out a beautiful woman and you're courting her, because I get courted. So you're courting her, right? You're supposed to take care of her. You're supposed to cover her. You're supposed to protect her, cherish her, treat her well, right?
Yeah.
That's what you're supposed to do.
I agree. I went into this date as I expect, with the expectations for myself, to keep you safe, to respect you, to pay for your food, of course, pick you up, of course, and just treat you like a gentleman, which I believe I have done.
I mean, you've been pretty nice, but I mean,
and then
Cheesecake Factory.
I, on the other hand, have certain expectations for a girl I go out with on the first date. I expect her to be respectful too. I expect her to be cooperative, and at least
what did I do that wasn't cooperative?
Well, I mean, even when we were walking to the car, you wouldn't put your hand around my arm or anything like that, or hold my hand or anything like that.
I mean, it's too early for that.
Okay.
I don't know you.
I can respect that. I can respect that. Okay. When I got to your apartment to pick you up, you didn't want to invite me in. I can respect that too. We're not
again.
I don't
we're
know
not there yet.
Okay. And then, but
I mean, I feel like I'm doing everything I'm supposed to do as a woman.
But
I got myself all made
up. There's nothing wrong with the Cheesecake Factory, right?
Yes, there's a lot wrong with the Cheesecake Factory.
Okay, well look at my planner where we were gonna go originally.
See, now that's where we should have went. All right there. Call him.
No.
What do you mean no?
See, I specifically.
He said no because you've already missed your chance to go there because you were an hour late.
Told you both yesterday and this morning that I'd come to pick you up at 4 p.m. Right? And I got to your place at 4 p.m. You didn't even come downstairs for another hour, and so I was waiting downstairs for an hour. Right?
But I wasn't expecting for work to take me so long. I got home a little late, and like I said, I don't know you well enough to invite you up into my apartment, and that is not possible.
And that's why I'm saying, I'm thinking, okay, if we're not there in the relationship to, meet at your apartment, then maybe we're not ready in a relationship for such a nice, fancy restaurant as Aria. Especially if I'm paying for the whole thing, which I'm still willing to do. I would have been. Okay. But if we're late, I told you twice.
It wasn't.
Man, he is too nice. I'm sorry. I told y'all I would have left her ass in the parking lot after 10 minutes and blocked her and never spoke to her, again. But if I was a guy, that would have been me. Because you don't disrespect someone like that and expect to proceed. Because if you're not treating me with just basic respect of another human being, how are you going to respect me in a relationship? So, no, I would have ditched her ass after 10 minutes and blocked her ass after that. But he was nice enough to continue on with the date. But, like I said, let this be a teaching moment. Do not bring these same ghetto mentality attitudes outside of the black community, because it's not going to go over well with other men. Okay, so I don't know how you all are used to dating and what y'all are used to dating black men, but let this be a case study and a teaching moment on what do not bring black community shenanigans and foolishness outside when you are going to open up your option and date other men. They will not put up with that nonsense. And this guy was very classy in how he checked her. And like I said, he corrected her so gently, but straight and to the point, and he stuck up for himself. And basically, she had no other recourse but to admit that she was out of pocket.
We literally left your place at the time the reservation was supposed to be. And I specifically said 4 because maybe we could get there early and even have some time to get to know each other on the way there and while we're in the parking lot.
I mean,
Waiting for a reservation.
We can still get to know each other. Isn't there another restaurant you can call that, like, the equivalent to that? I mean,
I literally
you
just
don't
said,
understand. Look at me. I cannot go in the Cheesecake Factory.
there's nothing wrong with
I
that.
will die. That's
Okay.
embarrassing.
Listen, as I said, I have very specific certain expectations for dating.
No.
I can tell it's not gonna be there. And maybe we're not right for each other. So respectfully, I'm gonna just drop you off at home.
That's right, bro.
Yeah, I'm up.
So you just want to call it a night? I mean,
Yeah.
isn't there some kind of compromise or something?
No, girl.
Ladies, can you believe this?
Yes.
I'm sorry, y'all.
Please.
Who is following this woman that would agree with this kind of shenanigans that she's pulling? I'm trying to figure that one out. Young ladies, do not pull this shenanigans, especially if a man has gone all out, planned a nice evening, picked you up, willing to wine and dine you for a beautiful evening. You are late, then you pop an attitude, and then sitting here trying to gaslight the man. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. Do not do this. Like I said, let this be a teaching moment, a case study on what not to do when you divest.
Out the parking space.
If I don't feel respected, I am not gonna go through with the rest of the day.
Well, I mean, you are serious. You're really leaving.
Yeah, I mean, you didn't want this place anyway, right?
I mean, I understand that I was late. I understand that. I understand that I could have been a bit more cooperative. You made some good points. That's why I'm willing to compromise. Are you sure you want to go home?
I don't have a lot of rules. I don't have a lot of expectations for a first date, but I've already set them, and you've broken every one.
Oh
So
my God.
I'm sorry. We're dropping you off home.
And see that he didn't have to get all, bitch, blah, 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 blah. You stinky hoe, you blah, 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 you bitch, you beau, you hoe. He didn't have to get all like that we know other men would have probably done that. I will be naming no names. But he was classy. He stood up for himself. He was classy. He made his point clear. So there is no kind of misunderstanding on why he ended the date early. And now he's just driving her behind back home because he is still responsible to make sure she gets home safe. That is what a gentleman does. Even if the date turns to shit, he still gets you home safely. And he may not see you ever again, but he does what he's supposed to do as the man and get you to and from the date safely.
All right, whatever. Well, I mean, I guess I understand. You gotta do what you
Yeah,
gotta
girl,
do.
you done messed up. Well, you look nice. I mean, you can go home and sit and eat in a mirror. Look at yourself in the mirror as you eat. Get some DoorDash or something. Why is this thing stuck? Oh, go on. Bye-bye.
So, now here we are, a few weeks later. I'm sure you've had some time to think about what you guys discussed in the car.
See, what she got on now is what I would probably wear I would not dress up to go to the Cheesecake Factory. So I was with her on that point. But I cannot be with her and how she treated that man. No.
So you've had some time to think about it.
Yeah.
Before I ask you any questions, have you guys had a second date?
No.
No second dates.
Not yet.
Okay. So I'll start with you, Jay. What has dating been like for you since that video went viral?
Since I was on the video, kind of unexpected, I might not have put my best foot forward, and so I feel like, I've not really met anyone since who I've really gotten to get to know like that, because a lot of women, they might have seen the video or might have heard from it, or maybe a friend of them has seen the video and shares it with them. And so they kind of had this image of me based on the video,
Absolutely.
and it hasn't really helped.
Okay.
Exactly. It's like they might think everything about me is reflected in that video, and I don't think it is. And but yeah, it's been difficult.
Sure.
Well, and it's even before this, dating has already been difficult for me.
I imagine your
So
views.
let me get this straight. She's the one that taped the video and put it on her social media, thinking that she was going to put him on blast. He ended up coming out being the voice of reason in this situation. But his dating life has been impacted by her uploading this video and shining a light on this craziness that was their first date. That's messed up.
Kind of clash with what you're looking for and what they're looking for.
Yeah, I think so. Because, I think in general, my values kind of reflect wanting to build something that lasts.
Yes, sir.
And I want to make sure that anyone that I meet is willing to build a really strong foundation based on our mutual values. And I think it in general, a lot of the people that I meet, either they don't have time to set towards building something like that, or they just don't want to because, they're younger, they want to experience, casual dating or whatever it is. And it's just not something that I'm looking for right now.
Understood. So.
Okay, so this, ladies, when you're ready to explore your options and not just settle for the crumbs that you get in the Black community, you will meet plenty of men like this. So be humble. Like I said, if you need to work on issues, I'm continuing my series on the abuse that Black little girls face in the Black community at the hands of both Black women and Black men. Right now I'm doing the series on the sexual assaults and the lasting impact of those sexual assaults that, can show up in very different forms. So you all, if you need therapy, and I keep harping it, and I know y'all sending me, why are you always talking about that? Because you need it. You need it. And many of you need years upon years upon years, even decades of therapy. You need it. So you need to take the time and make yourselves whole, and don't have these the effects of what has happened to you growing up in this war zone take on these forms that make you look crazy to other people. Okay, get yourself whole before you divest, or as a part of your divestment plan. Therapy should be a huge part of that plan. So you do not take these degenerate behaviors to men of other community, because it's not going to fly with them. And many of them don't want you for your ass. Okay, a lot of them want to marry women, not just use them sexually. This is what you're used to growing up and being around black men. Men of other races, a lot of them, they are interested in you because they want to see if they can take it further, actually take it further. So get yourself together and don't make these kinds of silly mistakes.
Obviously, guys, Jay's saying that they're viewing him in a negative light when it comes to dating. When I saw Jay, I saw someone who was making some excellent points, who knew what he wanted, and he's actually now like a Giga Chad in the manosphere world, in the red pill community. The brother's being mentioned everywhere for the way he handled that conversation.
Yeah, he's big in the manosphere community because they have nothing better to do than be online talking shit about women. When men of other cultures and of other races are out there building societies and building up for their women and children, they're online talking shit about women. Okay? So that's why it's big among especially the black manosphere, because they're looking like, hey, look at how black women act. Well, this is what we've been experiencing. This is not what you have been experiencing, because you only really take women out on dates to get booty at the end of the day. This man actually had an agenda to get to know a woman, because he's really, the end point for him is marriage. There's a difference. And a lot of black women are used to you just taking them out to get booty at the end of the date. And when they don't give it up, then you're saddened that you had to spend $100 and got no booty at the end of the date. That's the shit that black women have to deal with when they deal only with black men. Black women have to deal with that only when they deal with black men. So many of you, when you're trying to make that switch, you need to switch off that degenerate community and how you are used to being treated in that community, because men of other races, for the most part, operate differently.
Now I'm going to ask Alicia as well, because during this conversation, Alicia.
Thank you.
We'll get that right. Okay, so Alicia, you didn't seem to really disagree with what he was saying. Now, you had definitely a different opinion before he gave you his mind, right? But you seemed very receptive to it. Can you explain to me kind of what you were thinking and how you saw him in that video? Because he's saying they took him in a negative light. What do you think?
Well, yes, I think once we had the conversation, I could see my role in the conflict.
Okay, okay.
Let's back up a little bit. To be fair, I mean, I was always raised that the man is supposed to cater to you. I mean, you're courting me, so court me. That means wherever I want to go, you take me.
Absolutely.
Whatever I want, you buy me.
No, that's really not how it goes. It's not wherever you want to go. I don't know where she got that from. It's not wherever she's responsible to make sure he is invested in the date. He's not taking you to some, hole in the wall crap shack, in an unsafe neighborhood. He's expected to take you to the date, take you from the date safely, make sure you have a good time on the date, and then put some originality in planning your date together. That's his responsibility. Not just saying, like, you saying you want to go here, there, and there, and he's supposed to just take you there. I don't know where you got that from. You're supposed to cater to each other. It's not just you do what I say and make me feel good, but I don't have to respect you. I don't have to respect your time, and I don't have to respect your effort. That it doesn't work that way.
Courting, I'm looking for a provider.
Good Lord, this man has so many freaking ads. I'm about to close this up,
But did you
y'all,
know that there's a
because
kind of body
let me
odor
see what
you
his
get as you
channel
get
is. So
older?
if you want to go there, what is his
So,
channel?
But after the
His name
conversation, I
is
could see
Kevin
how
Wesley, the Truth
there was a
Factory.
lot of I
So you can
Okay.
go over there and
in
watch
that
the interview
exchange.
between those two,
I was
and
definitely
then
very
why she
self-centered, and
acted the
I
way
can
she acted.
appreciate
But for the
if I
most
do
part,
want someone to provide for me.
yeah, she's dead
At least
wrong,
I
and
can
her
be nice.
philosophy on
Absolutely.
dating
Okay.
and men just
Okay,
catering
great.
to
So
you
now I ask you this.
is also dead
Based
wrong,
on your
because
idea
if
of
they
dating
ask,
before your
turn around
conversation with
and
Jay,
say, now you got to cater to
how did you
me,
grow up?
it's going to be a big
who
issue.
also thinks that way? I'm sure you have
Okay, so
friends who think
that,
that way.
you're
I've
supposed
heard it a
to,
lot.
the man
I mean,
is supposed to work
everybody.
within his own budget,
That's
but
what the
put some
man's he's supposed to be
original thought
Absolutely.
into where he takes
So,
you on this first date.
and
I'm sorry. Original thought in how where he takes you on your first date. Make sure you get there, pay for it, have fun, and get you home safely. That's his responsibility. Imagine if a man just catered to a woman's every whim on. Some men will, because maybe they have an ulterior motive at the end of the date, But, that's not how it works. That's not how it works at all. He's supposed to be respectful and keep you safe and keep you happy. But you're not supposed to be taking advantage of him like that. So leave that crap. It's not even in the black community, because black men don't do that. They don't cater to your every whim like that. So I don't know where she got that from. So she probably just pulled it out of her ass because she's now dating a man that's not black. So figured that she might try to just squeeze out as much as she wants to squeeze out of this date. Well, it didn't go too well. And I would not suggest that you all take her approach. Okay? Peace.
a beautiful woman, so I'm expecting to be treated like royalty. I mean, come on. So that's
But
what
the
I was
kicker
doing.
is, how do we treat him? And that's
Right,
where the
right.
disconnect was.
Right.
In the video, now of course I'm sure you think of it differently now, but in the video you basically told him that you're not going in there, you know your value. It would be embarrassing for you to go inside a Cheesecake Factory. A lot of people like Cheesecake Factory. Now, so when I see that video, I'm thinking, okay, she must have some friends who probably would disagree with her going inside a Cheesecake Factory. Your
Yeah.
peer group. So
I would
peer
never-
pressure probably keeps
I
you
would
from.
never live that. Oh my God! I would have never lived.
Yeah, like I said, I wouldn't want to go to the Cheesecake Factory on a date either. But that wasn't the issue. The issue was that he had planned a nice date for her at a nice, expensive restaurant, and she blew it by not respecting his time and just figuring she can just sashay in an hour later and everything will be okay.
That down.
Wow,
I
just
mean-
a date the Cheesecake Factory, they wouldn't let you live that down.
No, I have an image to protect.
Wow.
Nicola does not do that. That was that was my circle though. That's how
Sure.
that's how we roll.
Sure.
To be quite blunt, that's how we roll. Hypergamy is a big thing in my circle. Is what it's what we've been taught. Why? As a black woman, I'm gonna go there. As a black woman,
Don't bring us
we're
into
really
this now.
tired.
Hello, tap tap. Don't bring us into this nonsense, girl. Don't bring us into this nonsense, please.
Of having to settle. We want to be treated well. We want that soft life. So that's what I thought I was going after.
Yeah, you were trying to use him, though. That we don't want soft life like that. We don't use men like that. It's a give and take. So whatever group you're in that teaches that shit, you need to get the freak out of that group right now. Anyway, this guy's, again, Kevin Wesley, The Truth Factory. The interview is pretty long, so I'm not going to be taping the whole thing, but it's a pretty interesting interview. But it just seems like she really wasn't interested in him. She just wanted a nice dinner, another nice dinner at a nice place. So she wasn't really interested in showing that reciprocal respect to someone that you're actually interested in taking something further with. She was just dead wrong in this, and I'm glad he checked her, and he checked her respectfully. Okay? Ciao.